Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. This is our missing persons report that we are filing today. Where the heck and heck is Harry? Why has he been so quiet since Invictus? Why has he been so quiet since as ever? What is going on? This is actually starting to bug me now. It's actually starting to bug me. I'm like, what is going on? What has Meghan done to him? Allegedly. For entertainment purposes only, we're just playing with pretty cards and telling stories here. But seriously though, people, where is Harry? Now, I know there's people who will say, but, he was in the show. Yeah, the show has been in the works for like 2 years, maybe longer now. So all that footage could have been filmed years ago, in the last couple of years. So that proves nothing. That proves nothing. And given how quiet he's been, I don't know. There's something going on. There's something going on. The last video I filmed about this was talking about the question on the table. I'm trying to remember. The question on the table is, did Harry go to rehab? And the cards did say, they didn't say he went to rehab, but they did say he's gone somewhere to rest or recuperate or have some time to himself. So let's see what comes out this time. You know what? I'm actually going to move something so we have more room. I do have our tokens with us today, plus our tarot deck. This could be a big one. I don't know. We could take a while here. I'm not sure, but let's just move this stuff out of the way so we have a little bit more room for the cards. All right, so we've given them a good shuffle. I did shuffle them really well before I started filming, but I always like to shuffle for you. Let's see what's coming out here. Oh, because, you know, there's always been a question about the money. Like, where is the money? What money did they have? What money did they make? Because it always appears as though they're living like a billionaire lifestyle, but where did they make the money? Did they make money off Invictus? I guess they're making money off this show, but what else have they done to actually make money? I know people say, well, inheritance, and it's like, however much they paid for the house, that probably took up a good chunk of inheritance. And then there was that lawsuit that he settled so he wouldn't have to be public, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. But he wouldn't, you know, they're like, oh, he got awarded like what, $10 million, but he wouldn't get $10 million because he's got to pay all the fees and all the legal fees and blah, blah, blah. So it's, yeah, is he broke? And now he's trying to figure out what to do. I think, personally, I think he's hiding in England. I think that he's been tucked away somewhere, and they got to figure it out. They got to figure it out. Scarcity tactics. Is this him just being quiet to drum up videos like this? Sneaky. But yeah, you know what? Remember the campaign last year at this time? Where's Kate? Yeah, that was Meghan who was behind that, and all of her sugars and all of the Sussex squad. So yeah, maybe there's a Where's Harry campaign starting now. But this could be he's just being quiet to make people talk and wonder, because eventually they will. Or we will. How about that? Kissing yeah, I think he is sucking up to his dad, trying to figure out what to do. William won't have anything to do with it, not after what they did to his wife. You know, they're not, but I think he's sucking up to people. He's probably spent a lot of time on Edward and Sophie's couch crying, you know, about how sorry he is and whatever. But yeah, you know, if he wants to get back into the fold, he's got a lot of work to do. Fake accounts. Oh, maybe he's busy managing all of their fake accounts, attacking people the way they do. Oh my goodness. Goodness. Fake accounts. Maybe he's made a fake social media account so he can creep on everybody without them knowing it's him. Like, he can't really go Harry Sussex. Is that their new name now? Did they legally change their last names to Sussex? Is he now Harry Sussex? When he was Harry Wales. But really their name, isn't the family last name really, like, actually legally, technically Mountbatten Windsor? Or is it Windsor Mountbatten? I can't remember. Because the title, like this, I'm very confused about this, because there's some people who say, oh yeah, she can totally use that as her last name. But, you know, anybody can legally change their last name to anything you want. As long as the courts agree to it, you're good. But technically being Duchess of Sussex is a title. It's not a name. So, yeah, I don't know. The whole thing, I don't understand the whole thing, how it all works. In terms of the technicalities of, say, well, no, my last name is Sussex now. There's definitely, I'm sure they paid a lot of bots. Like, look at how many websites she owns and everything. She's got to have all kinds of fake things going on so that she can maybe pretend to be a troll, but then also troll people. And he's probably, yeah, probably he's like in front of a laptop all day managing all these things. Oh, interesting that this is Michael Jackson. Oh my gosh. Which was so... What, wasn't he friends with Princess Diana? I feel like there was a connection there between the two. And now Meghan just spends her time cosplaying Diana, trying to impersonate her, essentially, which a lot of people are saying is... And remember, this is allegedly for entertainment purposes only. A lot of people are saying that she's doing it to try to emotionally manipulate Harry. Like, there was, you know, she found out, apparently she didn't know anything about these people except Diana's perfume. I didn't even know Diana's perfume, and I was a huge fan back in the 90s. I didn't know what perfume she wore. I just told my stylist, do my hair like hers. Well, what perfume did she... I still don't know what perfume it is. But Meghan knew and wore that perfume so that Harry would have feelings about it. And she's dressing like the purple sweatshirt. And I know that somebody said, so no one in the world is allowed to own a Northwestern sweatshirt since Diana wore it. And it's like, no. That's not the point. The point is that when you are married to Diana's son and you wear that sweatshirt, it's kind of looking like something. If I wore it, no one would bat an eye. Or somebody might say, oh, with your hairstyle and a sweatshirt, you're looking like a little pixie-sized Diana. I'd be like, thank you, that's what I was going for, right? But she wore it, and in such a sneaky way, you know, like, oh, I'm going to pretend I'm hiding this, and oh, but you'll notice, yeah, like she does everything. Yeah. But again, back to these fake accounts. Who are they impersonating with their fake accounts? I bet that's something that she would say. Your light irritates their demons. That's something all the Sussex squad and the Sugars and the Markleians and everybody would say. That, oh, it's just her brightness, her inner light is shining so bright, all of our demons are irritated. No, I don't think that's it. I think we can spot a demon when we see one. Yeah, it's pretty easy to spot one. Sorry, I just moved the cards. They're still in the frame. Oh, my goodness, hooked. Well, she's got him hooked. Whew. She's got him hooked. For sure. Oh, and she's trying to tell him. See, everything, like, did you see the Valentine's Day post where she's like, I love you my whole life. I'll eat hamburgers with you forever. Fish and chips or whatever. Right? And it's like, well, where was his post about her? Did anybody notice that? Anyone notice that he said nothing? You know? It's like, yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there where we've told a guy or a girl, I love you. And they say, thank you. Yeah, that doesn't make anything awkward, does it? But yeah, she makes his post. Well, where was his post? Where was his post declaring his undying devotion and love to her? He probably had his phone taken away at that point. Yeah, but she's trying to make him believe this. And I don't personally believe that they married for love. I personally believe that there are, it was an arrangement. Go watch The Royal Grift and you'll hear what I'm talking about. She talks about it a lot, that these two were put together and assigned a mission, essentially, to do stuff, to influence things in certain arenas, and that's why they're there. But, you know, like a lot of working relationships, you can get real pissed off real fast at each other. And because it's not a love match, there's no investment in their romantic relationship, in their emotional relationship, because that's not what this business partnership is about. And that's probably why they can't show these children, because they have to look like a normal, healthy, young royal couple that would produce heirs, that would produce a lineage, a line of succession. So if they didn't produce some children, people would still be talking about, well, why are you not having kids? Where's the kids? What makes them babies? Come on. So I think that, you know, that's why we're never going to see these children for real. Like they're real children for real, if they even exist. If you think they exist, let me know in the comments. If you think they don't exist, let me know that too. I'm really curious to hear like where is everybody at with this? You know, like I can understand keeping them out of the limelight, whatever, but how come we've never, ever, ever seen them anywhere? Like even you know, even a tourist just strolling down the street happens to spot Meghan dropping the kids off at school in the morning and snaps a picture and puts it on their social media. Like where's that? Why do we never see anybody taking pictures of them anywhere? That, like, do they never leave the house? I mean, I think that's kind of weird to think that these children never leave the house. So I'm just on a ramble here. But there's going to come a point, and so if these two children do actually exist and they are their children, there's so many surrogates and fake children and friends' children and this and that and everything else. There's so many different ideas being tossed around. If these children truly do exist and they are their children and they are legitimately on the line of succession, there's going to come a point where these children exert their own independence. And it's not at the age of 25, it's around 12 or 13. I have a son, he's almost 17. And that's when I noticed he was starting to kind of flex a little bit, stretch his wings a little bit, want to do things without having to include parents. You know, it's when he wanted to start, you know, I want to take my bike and ride over to my friend's house, or, you know, he wanted an Instagram account because we were in lockdown for, I don't know, 400 plus days in Ontario. I think we had the longest lockdown in the world. He wanted an Instagram account so that he could keep up with his classmates and have a little bit of a social life while we were in lockdowns, and he couldn't see anybody. Oh, I wasn't stopping that, but other people were. And that's fine. That's their choice. But they, you know, they kind of reach that point where they want to do stuff on their own. They want to have their own independence, their own autonomy in the world, they want to establish their own place in the world. And so how are they going to stop that from happening? Like, there's going to come a point where people are going to be like, okay, your kids are 25. Where are they? And I think they haven't really necessarily thought this through. Or maybe they've got some really gross, nasty narrative already planned of how they're going to explain why these children no longer exist, if you catch my drift. I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing is just so incredibly bizarre. I understand, you know, wanting to keep your children out of the limelight, like I said, but for them never to be seen by anybody anywhere, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's look at, I want to look at this. I think that's the one. You know what? Let's keep these two out. Let's have a look with the tokens and see what comes out here. Ooh, we got a few there. And I'll get my little book, my little chart, because I can never remember what they all are. Okay. So the first one here, we have 125, Sagittarius. And the mantra for that is, I seek. Interesting. I don't think any of them are Sagittarius, but there's a seeking, trying to find. Oh, well, we're trying to find him. Oh. Oh, listen to me catching up with myself here. 112, pi, which is complex issues requiring formulaic resolution. So they're following the script. They're following the plot. They're following the plan, the agenda, what's been laid out, the programming, what's been laid out. So this is probably part of it, that it's like, okay, now you disappear for a while and get people talking about you again. And then everyone's going to be gasping to see you, and they'll watch the show and that not even, and be thinking, oh yeah, we're watching this like it took place this morning. No, it was years ago. Like last year or the year before this was filmed. This wasn't filmed like last month. All right, 78 is the eagle, higher self, freedom. Is he seeking freedom? Is he, you know, is freedom in scarce supply right now? But he, you know, interesting, didn't they have a book called Finding Freedom? Is that one of their books, or did somebody write that book about them? But definitely the freedom element. And then 118, Taurus, I have. Well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So we have, I have, I seek. The eagle is freedom and higher self. Maybe he's like just spending a lot of time in prayer. Maybe he's with the priest or yeah, they're Anglican. They'd have a priest. And then 125, I seek. Oh, and pi, complex situation. See, I think it is a very, very complex situation that he's got himself so entangled in, because this isn't simply about he married the wrong woman and she's ruined his life. This is about he entered into an agreement with perhaps some entities that are in charge of certain things in the world. Maybe some NGOs or something like that. I don't know, but in a you know, when you listen to him speak, you know what the agenda is. And if you can't figure that out, just, yeah, it's about not letting people have freedom of expression and freedom of speech and things like that. Let's just say amendments come into play here. So, yeah, that's really, and he's in so deep, like this is going to be really hard to get him out of it, and then hard to explain his way out of it. Like, what's the world going to say when they find out really what's going on, if we ever do find out what's really going on? So yeah, 53 on the fake accounts. All right, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong chart. I have lots of these because I have another set, beguiling buttons. This is telltale tokens. I've got beguiling buttons, plus I have my charms. So I have multiple pages of the explanations of all these things, and I got to make sure I've got the right one. So the fake social media accounts to spy. This is about spying. And the key, there is an important element to resolve a problem. I feel like he thinks it's almost as though if he can just use these accounts to shut other accounts down, but then also use an account to try to boost his public image and sort of make him more likable. But I think that they're, you know, when you look at the things that are happening to people like Trevor Colt and Fiona, Avid Gardner, people like that, it's obvious there's like coordinated attacks going on, and that can be done through bots and fake accounts and things like that. So that's what I feel like. They're trying to shut down a lot of stuff, but they're doing it by attack, like just wearing you down through attacks. And that's probably her doing. Like, he's not smart enough to have come up with anything like that. That's for sure. 83 is sacrifice. Like he really gave up everything for her, or for this mission. If this is not a love match, he gave it up for the mission. And I don't think he realized how bad it would all look and how many people would catch on. Like, this is the thing I find about these people. They think we're stupid. Like, they think we won't find out. You know, they think that we don't talk about it. Like, we're, you know, like we have this situation in right now with a politician who apparently is now a politician who, like, every word that comes out of his mouth is a lie. And we're just like, did you think we wouldn't Google that? Did you think we wouldn't be able to validate or invalidate that information? So it's weird. It's weird. Like, just so many lies coming out. So many lies coming out. But definitely this sacrifice element, like he has sacrificed everything for this, whether it's for this woman or whether it's for this mission. That's a whole other reading. And now this is what he's reduced to. Ugh, yuck. And the coffee, number 95, awaken your senses. I just want to say, like, wake up, Harry. Just wake up and get out of this. Just wake up. All right. Interesting. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think, and then we're going to pull out the tarot and we'll see. I will link the decks in the description so you'll be able to grab them. That is the one we just used. It's a gossip deck. What's the tea? And this one is the Fountain Tarot. So I will link them. And we're going to pull 9 cards as we did last time on this, just to see, like, what's going on. What is going on? I don't know. It's such a mess. Like, have you ever found yourself in such a mess that you are lying about everything because you're like, if the truth comes out, it's just going to destroy me. But the problem is that all the lies destroy you in the end anyway. So you might as well just rip the Band-Aid off, come clean, and hope that you are given the grace of a clean slate and a fresh start. You know, because like all this stuff, like they can't get divorced because then people would be like, okay, well, the children. Eventually, they're going to have to admit there's no children or produce them. Put them in front of the cameras and say, these are our children. And see that there's a relationship between them. I don't know. I don't know why I spend so much time thinking about this. Tweedledee and Tweedleding-dong. All right, let's have a quick little look at some tarot and see if that gives us anything. We're going to pull 9 cards. Oopsie. There we go. So we'll do this and this, and two. Okay, first card is the present, like right now what's going on. The 3 of Wands. I'm going to look up the timings too. 3 of Wands is about creativity, doing something creative, essentially, is what it kind of boils down to. But it's also about moving forward, planning. It's about, you know, overlooking your kingdom and seeing everything that you reign over and preside over. That's how he's feeling right now, is he's kind of, like it's about going places. It's about looking for new opportunities. It's about moving forward. And that could be out of something, saying, you know, so I think he is looking for that. I think that's what he's doing. Number 2 is the past struggle, that he can't complete this. He can't bring this to completion because he just can't. You know, it's too complicated. Sorry, I'm going to go back to our 3 of Wands. And that, March 31st to April 10th. Ooh, something is potentially coming. We may never know. That's the problem. There's all kinds of things, but because my cards a few times last year, I think in autumn, were telling me that there would be some movement in their relationship at the end of February of this year. And now we haven't seen them since then, have we? Yeah. So, it was sort of like, is there going to be an announcement? No, there's probably never going to be an announcement about these two divorcing. They can't do that. Not that because he's a royal, but it's because I think they've told so many lies and they've made up so much and they've faked so much that it would all come out. 10 of Cups in reverse. He can't get this. He can't complete this. So this is the past struggle that has led to this moment. He can't complete it. But it also is a breakup. There's breakup energy here. And this is March 11th to 20th. Interesting. March 11th. Is today March 11th? Is today March 11th? I don't know. What's the date? It is. I just sat down. I thought, you know what? This is bugging me. I need to sit down and film a video. And it is March the 11th to 20th. Interesting. Well, we better keep an eye out for something. Anything that could indicate anything. Let's keep an eye out. But this is sort of like 10s are always about completion. So when I read this as a 10 of Cups, you can't get it completed. Right? There's loss, there's betrayal, disharmony, dysfunction, whatever, but you can't complete it. And that's the situation he's in. Otherwise, he's got to tell the whole world the truth. Maybe that's his 3rd book, as he lays it all out. Because I think in one of my last readings, I talked about she's going to put a book out. Oh, yeah. Craziness. Future. 5 of Cups. A change in how he's feeling about everything. Maybe I feel like somebody's going to give him some really good advice or really good counsel or an opportunity, something like that. Like he's seeking opportunities and he'll get one that he can grab onto and then sort of change how he's feeling about a lot of things. Like when you've got a really crap job and then you get a new job and you feel so much better about everything because it's like, I don't have to go to this horrible place anymore. It's kind of the same thing, that he's looking for change. But what it is we never chase the actual thing we believe we're chasing. We're chasing the way we're going to feel when we get the thing we're chasing. So I think he's in a lot of emotional turmoil. How could you not be with the weight of all of this on you? The lies, the abuse. I mean, it's obvious she hates him. It's obvious she hates him. Like I said the other day, if somebody looked at me that way, I'd probably cry. So, yeah, there's a lot going on there. I'm gonna tilt my candle up a tiny little bit. There we go. Because it's like not burning properly. It smells amazing though, by the way. I got it from a coffee company. It was like a free gift with coffee. And I thought it would smell like coffee. No, it smells amazing. Okay, anyway, back to this. The overriding concern. The 9 of Wands, not achieving the things that he believes he should be achieving. And what just popped in is that he feels it himself and his family's looking at him like, come on. Do the things you're supposed to be doing. You're hairy Wales. You're hairy Mountbatten Windsor. Do the things that you're supposed to be doing and stop this nonsense. And I think he's feeling like he has not achieved what he set out to do. And the mission that he's here to inflict on Americans. And then he was in Canada. Ugh. Yeah, I guess she got sent home, eh? So yeah, we're looking, yeah, this is a date later in the year. But if we are going to see him actually achieve anything, it's probably going to be in December. And yeah, he's not, this is a card of achievement. He's not achieving the things yeah, but because that can always change. Like, this is the thing, these things can always change. You can change your mind and change the whole reading. But definitely that's his concern, is that everybody's like, you didn't do what you're supposed to do. And so he's got the royals probably looking at him like, you didn't do what you're supposed to do. He's probably got Klaus Schwab looking at him saying, you didn't achieve what you were supposed to achieve. And he himself is all messed up, wondering why he can't achieve anything in life of value. Well, because you're a ding dong. So anyway, emotional undercurrent, the 6 of Wands, so many wands. Interesting. 6 of Wands is a summer date, so we're not looking at anything right away here. But it's the emotional undercurrent is feeling like a failure, feeling that, recognizing he did not achieve what he was supposed to achieve in any part of his life. You know, all he's achieved is being a big ding dong. I guess you're wondering who Tweedle Ding Dong is. But it's just, he just hasn't achieved the things he's supposed to achieve. And it's like feeling like a failure. Like he's a failure as a royal. He's a failure as a government op or whatever he might be, allegedly. And he's a failure at this public life. Because all he knows how to do is be a royal. He doesn't know how to run a business. He doesn't know how to do this stuff, like think for himself and make decisions for himself. He doesn't know how to do that. So definitely the emotional undercurrent will be that he is feeling like an absolute F up failure. The fear. 5 of Wands. Oh, that he's losing everything. He's going to lose everything. That's what the fear is. I'm not predicting that he's going to lose everything, but certainly his fear is that he's going to lose everything. And there's a tremendous chance, if he doesn't get taken in by the royals and he's sort of ousted out of Montecito and he doesn't have a business and he doesn't have a wife and he doesn't have children and he doesn't have a title and this and that and everything else, who is he? What's he going to do? He's just a mediocre guy who's not that smart, trying to be a hero to the world. It's not working. And the fear is that he's going to lose it all. And this is a summer date as well, but it's also there's also like a hopeful element to this, even though there's fear. Usually when we see this card, it's like, yeah, you'll get out to the other side. You'll get out to the other side, but his fear is that he won't, that this is it. He's trapped like this. And I mean, he's only 40 years old. He's got a good long life to live trying to figure this out. So yeah, the obsession, the 7 of Wands, so many wands. This is very fiery energy, very fiery. This is a summer date, August. So this is about admitting defeat. It's surrender. It's yielding. This is the obsession, is like, he probably spends a lot of time with this, like on a loop in his mind of like, I'm a failure. How do I get out of this? How do I give up with grace? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he's probably exhausted from all of this. And it's like, how can I just rip the Band-Aid off and come clean and just, try to get out of this with grace? That's what it feels like. That's, oof, yuck, yuck. The desire and driving ambition. He wants a partnership, but not this. Not this at all. Like, I think he wants, it to work, but it's just not what he thinks it is. I don't know any other better way to say that. Like, I think maybe he thought, oh, well, maybe this is the love of my life and this is how we've come together, but it's not. And now he's like, well, how do I find the love of my life? I mean, for heaven's sake, like I just said, he's 40 years old. It's, you know, many people would say it's time. It's time. I know some men in my town who are in their 40s and they're single and they've never really had a serious relationship or commitment or anything for a variety of reasons. And they're kind of looked on, like, what's wrong with you? You know, why has no girl stuck around? You know, and I know enough about these men to know sort of some of the reasons why, but it's, yeah, to be his age and untethered emotionally is kind of scary, I'm sure, for him. So, and our final card is the main obstacle. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The main obstacle is external forces. So the people who, like his handlers, perhaps his WEF handlers, perhaps the people who tell him the things to say on stage, you know. And if you think that's a betrayal to King Charles, no, it's not. He's in WEF too, just the same. So, you know, we all know that. He's hanging out with Mark Carney, for heaven's sake. For heaven's sake. So yeah, this is about the external forces, and it's like really, like, what's coming in is bad luck. Like, he's just, but I don't think it's bad luck. I think he just makes stupid decisions. I just think it's you know, and now he's, the main obstacle for him right now is himself. And then, of course, the people telling him, no, you can't get out of this. Get back there and say the words that we tell you to say. Say the line. So yeah, there we go. I think this young man is going through a lot. I think he realizes he's got himself in a dilly pickle, and he feels trapped by the whole situation. But I definitely think that he's currently sort of, I don't want to say in hiding, but perhaps being protected and nurtured by other members of the royal family, because he can't be seen with any of them. Like, he can't leave the property because people will take his picture. See how that works? See how that works? They won't take the children's picture, but they will take his picture. Yeah. Yeah. So there you have it. What do you think is going on with Harry right now? Is he living it up at the beach in Montecito, or is he in hiding, or is he going through something? Is he trying to escape, but he just doesn't know how? Like, let me know in the comments. And if you're a new subscriber, old subscriber, thanks for sticking around. If you haven't subscribed, why not? It's free. And then you'll never miss a thing. And then as soon as I can get to a point where I can have a membership, then I'm going to do lots of amazing stuff for members. Got tons of ideas all ready to go, all ready to launch, but I need people to subscribe. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be super helpful since you're hanging around anyway. And click like and leave a comment and let me know you were here. And of course, as ever, have a magical day.